Yep. Okay. All right, let's begin. So first I want to go over is how to trade without EMAs. So at the moment, you must have realized, like if you look at the M2 charts at the moment, you can just see price going sideways, which is not something that we like. We like something like this, like trends, like we had for the past couple of months, and very big moves when Trump came in with the tariffs. But at the moment, if you look, you will see price going sideways as well over here, and even the pound is slowing down at the moment. Pound has been in somewhat a trend. Um, USD CAD as well. This is on a 4 hour as well, but on the daily, if you look at this, it's going sideways. So what do you do? Well, um, first thing is, well, we look at still stronger setups, and we are looking at the big areas where we can uh, look to take a long or a short. Um, but I think it would be what I found is at the moment, if you look at the 4 hour, it's a lot more clearer in terms of structure. And what I'm going to show you here is just how to see whether a trend, whether a pair is in an uptrend or downtrend. Like over here with the dollar, I said a few weeks ago, I saw this inverse head and shoulder, which still stands, and we are in an uptrend at the moment because that's the high and that's the low. So within this, it can do a pullback anywhere in here and then go back up as well. Unless we break below this, then we are in the mindset that we are getting a dollar continuation to the downside. You can also put a Fibonacci in there if you like, but I'm trying to teach you how to look at market structure just as and you can see there at the moment it's just sitting on the 78.6. So the first time where if this breaks and comes towards here, then maybe we are in the mind that this could break below and go further down. But at the moment, if you're looking at market structure, this is daily time frame. Of course, the higher time frame you go, the less candles you're going to get, and sometimes it's very hard to see what's happening on the weekly time frame because also you can have big wicks on that. So I prefer the daily candle time frame. And over here we can see the dollar is still in an uptrend, but we are consolidating. So this is basically reflecting in the majors. Like for example, the euro, it's, come here and it has basically stopped. Now, what I'm saying is the 4 hour time frame right now in these kind of markets, I would say is pretty good to watch because you could be able to see setups that could give you some good day trades. So like about, you're looking about 80 to I would not say 100, but let's say around 80 odd pips, 60 to 80 pips. That would be your main target, especially when the markets are slow like this right now. And this is not good to show that we can do this on every pair. Yes, you can, but you want to ideally sell at a strong resistance or strong level of support. In the middle anywhere, I would basically not use this way of trading. Um, and what over here I see is, so on the daily time frame, we are on the euro a downtrend, which resembles quite well because I said dollar index is an uptrend here, and the euro has made a new low, and this is the high and this is the low. So you can expect a pullback anywhere in between these zones. And what I'm doing is on the 4 hour, I'm looking now for a reversal because you can see. So the market structure works something like this. So, we have a downtrend here and then we change to the upside. So that on the 4 hour is in an uptrend at the moment. But on the daily, you know that it has changed the trend to the downtrend. So now you're waiting for a reversal to happen anywhere inside in this zone. So right now, we haven't got that because you can see made a high, higher low, and this is a lower high, and we could expect maybe another pullback into here and make um, lower high again and no low. So we can look to take somewhere in here the position, because we are essentially looking to sell at the area of interest, which is this resistance zone over here that has reacted pretty well in the past. Why are we picking the area of interest to be resistance support? Because that's where you're going to get the best risk reward. Like, for example, if I took it somewhere here, first of all, my stop loss has to be ideally above the previous high or above the level of resistance. So if I put it over here, I'm making basically 1 to 1. So there's no point for me to even take this trade, because I at least want 1 to 2. If I take the position anywhere as close as possible to this region, I increase my chances of the trade being at least 1 to 2. Um, so over here, once the price comes in here, I have an alert set up there on the euro dollar. I'm going to start looking for reversal. So I do look at the 2 hour time frame, which has been also very nice. And the 1 hour, 30 minute. Um, I go on it sometimes, but I feel like the candlesticks might not be as strong as the 1 hour. So most of my confirmations are on the 1 hour time frame. So I would want this to basically go up in here, make some structure, and then make a new low like that. And then that's where I will be taking it um, to the downside. So that's one example. And I'm doing the same with also the pound. Pound is a correlated pair. And at the moment, it's moving slightly differently, as you can see over here. But I'm still waiting for the same thing. This can work both ways. So like with the euro, we're looking to short up here, but the pound at the moment is down. So this on the 4 hour at the moment, we can see is going up, has made a new low. So it's not ready yet to long. I want this to come in here because, like I said, I don't want to just enter on an engulfing candle, because this is still currently making a downtrend on the 4 hour. So I would want this to come in here because I have my multiple reasons. I have a strong level of support and resistance over here from the past. So ideally, I want to buy in here, which is also, I believe the level Mark was looking at 134 in here. So when this comes in here, I need it to make a higher high, and then I can look to take the trade to the upside. And then I'm getting a good risk graph around 100 odd pips. So it's about the same, but looking to do the same thing. It's just market structure. And the daily time frame at the moment, we are we had that head and shoulder pattern, and it's currently closed back inside it. It has not closed above this previous high. So we are currently in a downtrend as well on the pound. On the 4 hour, we are also in a downtrend. But if I'm going to sell, I would like the price to come in here. But currently it's already down. So I would like the price to come in here, and then I will look for the long. AUD, same thing over here. I'm waiting for a short on this. I think I shared this in forum yesterday. If you have been keeping an eye on the forum, there's a head and shoulder pattern here, and we've not quite got a clean breakout yet. This is the 4 hour time frame. So I'm going to stick with the 4 hour, but I would like a clean breakout below here. So this one is not the cleanest, but it has closed below, making a new low. So now this is almost ready to take, because we made a new low, and this is made a new low, and I would like a little pullback and then to give me the confirmation in here. So you got to be near the screen when this happens, when the price comes near the area. I don't just go take the trade just because it's made a new low, um, and just expect it to go down. I would like a more confirmation. So this can go back up again and then give me the confirmation with like a bearish engulfing or something. So I will be keeping an alert, and I think I can put one. I don't know if it's going to allow me. No, it won't. I have too many alerts at the moment. I'm on the essential plan, but I will be around my screens anyway. Um, but yeah, I ideally want this to close around in here and then take the trade. So anywhere in there would be my trade. And then you can basically put your stop loss um, above this lower high over here. If you want to be conservative, you could put it down there. You're still making 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. But I think, yeah, the AUD and the euro right now, they are quite attractive for me to take trades on. Dollar CAD, I want to take this trade, but at the moment we can see it is stuck around 138.20. And if you looked at Mark Chandler's article this week, he was mentioning about that 1.3820. If it breaks above it, then we can see to the upside to 138.80. It's quite accurately over here to the previous highs. So I am looking for a confirmation now because it's made a new high. It's consolidating, as you can see there. So ideally close above and then a retest and then a confirmation to take the trade to the upside. I'm going to wait because today you have the CPI news. Um, so that could um, cause some volatility on this pair. But the rumor is that, you know, the Canadian bank is going to look to cut rates. I think the CPI might come in softer. Um, Also, the technicals here indicate that it wants to break higher. Read, this has tested it 3 times, 4 times. This is so it's indicating it wants to break higher. And if we get that, then that's a good thing. We can look to long to the upside. The CAD yen, I've seen a lot of you have been looking at this as a pair to short. I haven't got a confirmation just yet, so I haven't taken it. But let me know in the chat box if anyone took it and are still in the trade. Um, I was going over through Mark and asking, would you have taken this already? And he was saying to me, no, because this has not quite clearly done a clean breakout. Um, and there's a big wick over there as well. He was saying if this was a clean breakout like this, then he would look to take it on the retest. But this one has just about closed below the 200 daily. And also this wick has not filled yet. So he was like, he will look to take it only unless he gets a clean breakout. And for me, I was kind of waiting for a reversal in here, which I did not really get on the 4 hour as well. As you can see, all the candles looked very bullish. So that kind of kept me out of it. But if you are still in it, I'll say, it's reversing at the moment. Um, but yeah, it looks all right to me. I just need to close below this, all these EMAs for me to take a shot. But I do keep an eye on dollar yen and dollar yen as well at the moment. It's literally just consolidating between the EMAs. I was in a mind to take a long to the upside because we have this consolidation. EMAs look quite tight over here. And if I get a clean breakout above, then I can look for a retest and to take a long. So then I would probably not take the CAD yen for a short because the yen goes up, all the yens kind of follow it as well. Um, and even pound Aussie, same thing. I have all these EMAs in here, but if you look at it without it as well, pretty clean structure at the moment. You can see this. You don't want to trade something like this when the price is just going sideways. You want a clean breakout and then a retest and then take the trade. It did not really come to the area of you have the range to take trade. There was no confirmation over here, so didn't take that. But if we get a retest around here, again, look where I'm looking to buy. And I drew the boxes on the daily time frame. And if you have not watched the post, I showed you in, I think a few weeks ago, how to draw support and resistance. So how I draw these boxes, um, and how I do it on the daily time frame. So I'm looking to buy at a strong area of interest. So I'm waiting for the price to come in here, and then you can go on the 4 hour and wait for the price to come in here. Then you can switch to the 2 hour and 1 hour and wait for something like a bullish engulfing candle like this, and then look to take the trade. But this one looks really good, and you could put your stop loss beyond that. Target could be there. Where has it stopped before? You could look at the extension there. So that's about 260 odd pips. Um, Very good trade, but I'm waiting for the pullback. Any questions on that, on market structure? Okay, if not, do you all have any pairs you want me to look at, just like this, without any EMAs on? Um, the rest of them, they look really messy. I went through every one of them um, yesterday as well, and today, just to see if anything changed, but nothing. Um, I'm gonna go over the M2 setup. So if you have any questions, just ask me in the chat box. But $50, like I said, it's in a range, not interested to take it. Even a long around here doesn't look too promising because I don't have any multiple reasons. I'm gambling. Um, the stop is quite big as well. And I'm also trading into the EMA, which is a 100 pay, but then I don't have multiple reasons. So it's not something that checks my trade checklist. So I won't look to take it. The only thing that interests me here is if this breaks above this zone of 8200, because I can see that this is a strong level of support and resistance in the past. So I would rather wait for this to break, give me a clear indication that, okay, it wants to go up, and then I will look to take the pullback. And that's about 200 odd pips. So we just have to be patient in these markets right now. But there are the pairs that we can look at. Like I just showed you on 4 hour time frame. You still have to be patient, and but there are kind of more opportunities on the 4 hour. The euro I've showed you, um, that I would not really long there because it's kind of like in a downtrend at the moment. So if you get that momentum there, this could start heading downwards, although it is above the EMAs. So like I said, I focus a lot on market structure at the moment, just to keep me out of trades that I might think I might be right. Um, but at the moment, this is still stuck at the 78.6 pip. It has broken the trend line, so I will be looking for a short on that. Same with the pound, waiting for a reversal in here. If that does come all the way down here, then that would be an area to watch on M2. 132, anywhere in there, 50 pip stop, I would say, for around 250 odd pips. That looks pretty interesting. The dollar CAD, like I said, I need this to pull back a little bit more um, to come to the downside, and then I might be looking to take the trade. I'm gonna wait for the news. So let's go over the calendar. I forgot about the calendar. So CAD CPI today. So any dollar CAD and any CAD cross pairs, I would say leave them alone until the news is out, um, and then look to see if you can take a trade if there is some kind of confirmation. If you want to get into the trade after the news, I would say um, first tip is this is 1:30 p.m. and it's literally half an hour to the next candle close on the 4 hour. So I would wait till 2 o'clock, this is UK time, and see how the 4 hour candle closes, and then have a look at like the 2 hour and 1 hour candles to see if you are getting some kind of confirmation on those to take a long to the upside. If you don't get it, then just don't take it. New Zealand cash rate is overnight, so they are looking to cut the rates as well. Um, China is looking to keep it the same. CPI in the morning. Um, so CPI in in the UK has been quite hot. It's basically quite sticky. It has been high for a long time. So that will be um, quite important for the pound. We have a lot of speeches this week, and then Thursday is basically shed loads of news on the PMI, which is also very important to give us an indication of how the economies are performing in different parts of the world. Um, so if you're looking to get into these trades, you have a window there. So wait for all of this to clear out, and then you have quite a few hours until the US one comes out. Um, so you can look to trade in that window. And then there's Jackson Hole Symposium, which is where all the bankers around the world gather together to talk about the next policies for the remainder of the year or the plan ahead, basically. I think Trump and the other members already met yesterday, but maybe the meetings will continue during the week. So any comments from there, could cause some volatility. And this one continues into the weekend, the Jackson Hole. So make sure um, not to hold any trades, basically. And you have Powell there speaking as well. So I think everyone is kind of waiting to see what he says about the Fed policy and a rate cut. But the rate cut seems very likely next month. Um, so you could already see that starting to price in into the dollar. Okay, where was I? So dollar CAD, yeah. Um, in here, that looks like an interesting swing short, um, but just be careful because this is an uptrend. So we could have a break above this. I think it's done it before as well over here. It has respected it, but just keep an eye. Um, it has also respected it over there. But the thing is, it's already reacted in that area. So the next time around, it could break it because currently we are in an uptrend. So you're essentially going for a counter trend trade. Someone raised their hand. Um, did you raise it for a reason? Khalid, you have a question? Just take it in the chat box. I'll answer it. AUD USD. So I am waiting for a confirmation, like I said, for a short on this one. Ideally, anywhere around here would be very nice because you have those EMAs there, so I can stick my stop loss above here and then just go below. The EMAs don't really concern me for now because I'm looking to take it for a shorter target. But I also have the euro, so I'll have a look which one gives me the confirmation first. New Zealand dollar, no. I'll wait for the news for tonight for that to come out and then look to take the trade. Um, at the moment, I don't really see anything. It's kind of like stuck in between here. So need a clear break below or above to take a trade on that. Dollar yen, I would like it to break to the upside, but um, I was reading the mark to market article uh, just early in the morning, and it said that the yen looks more likely to break to the downside because quite a lot of the news last week came out quite positive. So let's see if that happens. But if it does break to the upside, then I will be looking to long. Um, The euro pound, I'm still waiting for this. It's been how many weeks? I think it's been like 2 months already now. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the eighth week. Damn. Still waiting for this to take a long there. Um, yeah, I can't do anything else. Not taking it over here because there's only one reason to take a long. And it's a very slow pair as well. You want to ideally catch it at the right time. It does about 40 odd pips. New Zealand CAD looks interesting to short here, but let's wait for the news to see what the Canadian CPI is. But like that, over there to take it to the downside looks pretty good. You can make your 1 to 2 risk reward easily. Um, Make sure to close the trade here because there's strong support over there. Um, but I feel like the CAD is going to weaken. AUD CAD, again, just stay away from the CAD pairs, I would say, until that news is out. Um, New Zealand, I saw someone, I think Ishak took it he was saying it in the forum. Um, I'm still going to wait. What's putting me off on the yens is that this is stuck inside here. So I would like this to clear the dollar yen, which is kind of like the boss of all the yen pairs. And it's like whatever the boss decides which way I'm going to go, then all the other cross pairs will decide which way to go as well. So I'm going to wait for this to break out either up or down, and then I'll have a look if I can take the trades on here. If it breaks to the downside, the dollar yen is not the best attractive pair because the stop loss is 146 pips. But the cross pairs look a lot more interesting because they are already around the EMAs. So if it can give you an entry signal somewhere around there, then that would be a good one to take. The CAD yen as well, I'm waiting for a reversal. Ideally, I want to close below this EMAs to take the short. Um, I think an interesting one was the Aussie yen, but that is still above the EMAs as far as I saw it last. MT, yeah, it's still above the EMAs. So something like this, if this breaks below, then you could look to short around here. So that's 55 pip stop and 180 pip gain. So that will look really attractive. Euro Aussie, I was looking at the 4 hour to long in here, but that hasn't come. I'm just going to follow the fibs. Interesting at 179. There is some level of support in there. It's not the strongest, but yeah, this is one where you would wait for a reversal and entry confirmation to take the trade. Pound New Zealand 61.8, 2.26 as a round number. You have the EMAs in here, so you could look to take that trade over here. So 60 pip stop to take it back up. That looks really good. EuroCAD is at all-time highs, so not really interested in taking the longs. If you look at this, it's not been there many times. It's been a few times, but you're literally longing at all-time highs where price has reversed before. So that doesn't seem very wise to do. So I would leave it alone. Um, some might think of a counter trend short, but like I just showed you in around the market structure, have a look at this. It's still in an uptrend at the moment. So you would need the lows to be broken. You can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it's continuing maybe to the upside. But if this makes like a lower low here, low high, sorry, and then makes some indication that it's going to go to the downside, then maybe you can start looking for a short. But it's still a counter trend trade, so I would not really go for that unless it's a last resort. AUD New Zealand, I know some of you like this, and that looks pretty interesting to take along over there. But be careful, tonight you have the New Zealand cash rate. So it does tend to be very volatile when the news comes out. Um, but if this one is needs about 40 odd pips, daily range away, I would have preferred it to be twice the daily range. So something like this. And then I would have looking to take the long to the upside. Um, but yeah, one to watch after the news. Um, right, that's all the M2 pairs. Any questions so far? Would you consider the fact USD CAD is in a downtrend on the weekly, or do you prioritize the market structure on daily over weekly? Yeah, the weekly time frame could look completely different compared to the daily time frame, which is why the weekly time frame you would get less setups but very high quality setups. Um, this one here at the moment, if you look at the line chart is very easy to see the market structure. So we are making a lower high there, lower low, consolidation, and that's a higher high, high low. So on the weekly time frame, that's changing the structure. If you're looking at right now, I mean, overall, that's in a downtrend, which we can expect the price to come in here and then react downwards. But if you look at this, what is happening right now, which is what I look at, it has made a new high. So that is a long, sorry, is an uptrend on the weekly, and on the daily, it is also in an uptrend. So I would say that's an uptrend for now. But overall, yes, that's a downtrend. I hope that answers the question. So yeah, if you have two time frames going in sync, then that's a very good indication that okay, the trend is likely to go up. But yeah. Oh, next one, what else going to go over? Crypto. So crypto at the moment, I think is everything is down. Um, but what I wanted to show you is you can do the same thing with this, like what Mark does, M2, and you can see this was at all-time highs the other day, and it's on the way down. But I think he mentioned 110 or 112 somewhere in here to look to buy. But you're doing the same thing. You're looking at where the EMAs are, where is a strong level of support or resistance, um, and Fibonacci, multiple reasons basically to take the trade. But you're looking basically at pullbacks. Where can I buy? It's essentially like stocks. Where can I buy the token for a cheaper price? Where does it make sense? And you can look at the Bitcoin price. If Bitcoin is going down, then the rest of them just follow it. Ethereum was at all-time highs the other day. I didn't sell mine. Uh, I'm hoping it doubles. I already sold one last year and made quite a lot of profit there, 4 grand around in there. Um, but this time I'm gonna hold it um, and just looking to ride it out to see what happens. But a setup that would make sense. So like this, you would wait. You would not buy it just yet. You would wait for the breakout and then the pullback, and then to take the long. I think the CRO was a very good example. You had a breakout, so then you would look to take it here. Sometimes you would not get the pullback, just like Forex. So what you can do is you can still look to buy around here because it's broken above the EMAs. Um, and it's kind of like you're holding the token and buying the token. So you're not really using leverage. So your stop loss is not, you don't really have stop losses. So it's not really a major concern. You're just buying it at a good price. So you can look to buy it on the breakout, or you can wait for the pullback to be more conservative. So I have an alert set up in here, which is where I'm looking to buy more. Um, I bought it last time there when it pulled back, then it went up. Now it's coming down again. So 12 will be a very good area for me to buy. Um, Same with Cardano. I took my profit the other day, a few days ago, around in there. Now I need to move my Fibonacci. So it's the same thing I'm doing. M2. I'm following the trend. I bought in there. I sold some in there. I'm looking to buy again in here, and then that would make me probably around 34%. So, like Mark says, you want something to release 25 to 30% if he is looking to buy that pair. Bitcoin Cash, I had sold it. Um, but yeah, what else is interesting in here? I think Solana is the major one from the A grade portfolio. So you would look to buy basically again in here. Notice I have not changed the Fibonacci because this has not broken the highs. So then I've just kept it the same basically. But anywhere at 170 would be interesting to buy. Um, I'm not gonna really advise anything on the meme coins. I have a few, but um, I've just bought a few hundreds of them, which have the most market cap and volume. Um, oh, the I sold some Wolf yesterday because it was around in here at the market open. Um, so there, I sold it. I sold some of it because I was up within like less than a week. Where's my measuring tool? So I bought it around in here and I made around 90% on that. So I thought, why not sell some? And then if it pulls back again, I can look to buy more, maybe around in here at 750, which is still very low for this pair. It has gone up to 40 before. So I can look to buy in here, breakout pullback there. So sold some of it in here, and I'm going to look to buy more if it drops back. I didn't sell any of the other ones, but I think BSGM bought this. That is up. Um, but yeah, I, I don't have all of this. But I have some more personal ones I'm looking at and still looking to buy. But yeah, I think coin has gone up. I bought it at 315 or 310. So that is in a little bit of profit. If it drops more, then I will look to buy more. So essentially, the stocks is kind of like you're looking at the fundamentals first, and then you're looking at, okay, where can I buy this stock at a good price? And what Mark does is he scales in. So let's say you had like 5 grand, and let's say you're going to put 2 grand in coin, then he would buy some in here, half of that portion, and then if it drops more, then he would buy another grand in there. And then he's basically like into the stock, and he's hoping that it would basically go up. Um, of course, for fundamental reasons, he thinks it's bullish, and rightly so because a lot of the volume is coming into the exchange Coinbase, and it's one of the biggest in the world. So that is the reason why he's into that. I think we bought Mara as well the other day. I think I bought it around here, so that's in a little profit. Uh, you want ideally to break this above the EMAs, but the first thing you're looking at is, okay, can I get it at a good price? And it was at the bottoms already over here. So I bought some around here. I have another 10 there. If it drops more, I will buy a little bit more. So it's a slightly different approach um, compared to what we do in like Forex. Um, but yeah, I am slowly getting into it there. Right. Let's go on to Earth and Sky. Gone through quite a lot. Um, EuroCAD, like I said, in M2, it does not make sense for me to take a long. So this one here is showing it as a long, but not really interested to do it because I am taking the long into the face of an all-time high. So for me, that doesn't seem wise, but it does. It is on the Earth and Sky setups. Euro Aussie, it looks like it did the pullback already. Um, Maybe that is already gone. I have not really taken the setup the second time it comes around, because I feel like, the strategy is when it comes in the first time and then you're taking the move. Second time around, I don't know if the Earth and Sky is as effective as you would imagine. Um, so I'm not really in the mind to take it a second time because it's already done the move. So let's move on to the next one. That's something that's still brewing. So like pound USD, you're waiting for that reversal in here. So at the moment, it is still, if you look at this, so lower low, and that could be the lower high. So it could still come down, but then you want the high high to take the long to the upside. So we haven't got that yet. Um, if you're someone who just takes it just because it's broken above the weekly pivot, that is not wrong as well. So you could look to take it there, put your stop loss below there, and then look to take it to the upside. Uh, Pound Aussie needs a pullback into here, which is where I would like to take the trade. This one does not meet the rules. It's got mixed signals, but the reason why I like it is because it looks great on M2. Where's my charts? If you look at this on the 4 hour, you have all those EMAs in there, which is why I I want to take it. It's around the same region as here, slightly lower. So um, I would prefer this over pound New Zealand. Firstly, because I think, well, the weekly pivot is quite high up, but if I look at when I was looking at it on M2, it's in the middle of nowhere, and there's only one kind of EME in there. Look at this; it's not at a level of um, structure point, as in the level of support and resistance. You're taking the trade in the middle of the move, so this could even come down even further. So that's why I don't like it. But on other than Sky, it does give you a signal to long in here. Um, so up to you, which whatever you want to do. And Aussie yen is the one I was looking at for long, but I'm gonna wait and see what the dollar yen does first. If it breaks out above or below. If it breaks below, then that would be a very good indication when we take a short to the downside. Okay, um, I hope I've covered everything. Any other questions? We can finish a little bit early. Um, Let me know in the chat box. The one last thing was Pierre said as well. If you notice out, I took some of the pairs out because I didn't like them. So I've kind of done the work for you, so you're not confused. But he's also said most of these are correlated pairs, especially the pound, in my analysis. So I kind of did that for you as well because I've shortened the amount of pairs here. So yeah, you can still go through them and have a look which ones you like, but I've just filtered them out for you. Okay. Um, I hope you enjoyed the webinar. I will post it in a few hours. Um, and keep up in the forum. I'm in there, and also the other members are in there. And good luck for the week. And yeah, see you in the forum. Take care. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Russell. Thank you to you. Thank you, teacher. Take care. Bye bye.